Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
She's shy. I just want to give her a little credit, that's all.
So, Lonnie, the story that Kayla talked about, and you talked about it with us before we went on the air, from a coach's perspective, talk about that, how you have an athlete that's not getting into matches and at times probably can't even go to full practices, but you have somebody like that that stays with the program. How does that affect you as a coach?
You know, you ran into a question. I can give you, a very long monologue on it. I'm never short for words, but in the case of Kayla, she came. She sent me a video at the very beginning. I mean, you could just tell at the very start when she was a freshman, she was very raw, very green behind the ears. We just didn't know where she was going to go. And I was talking to her parents a couple weeks ago. I go, God works in mysterious ways, and we always say that character doesn't show up when you win, it shows up when you have a setback, and or you lose, and how you're going to behave. I just think that in the long run, Kayla will look back at this and say, I did something greater than I could ever imagine, and there was a price to pay for that. How she lost 2 years, and then when I thought, well, she should be a captain, I should have known better, that she would have risen to the occasion, because they say, you got to do this, you have to do that. And then I thought, you know what, this is exactly the kind of character you want on a team, people who persevere when things just don't go your way over a 2-year period. You know what, I think she's touched me, she's touched the rest of the team. And I always talk about it at the very beginning, well, I talked about it at the beginning of the year, when something's taken away from you that you love, and we all take it for granted that we have tennis players, we get to play, we come to practice, we work out, we travel. It's all wonderful, but when it's taken away from you, really from one moment to the next, and she worked her way back, I think it'll go down in her legacy. It will be a team legacy for years to come. When people have setbacks, they come on, let me tell you a story. So here she is. She's a captain, and she's been very successful this year, and she's playing doubles. She's full starting lineup. It's been quite a journey. So I'm always sad to say goodbye to players, but that will be a special one to say goodbye to. But I know that she'll come out here with a gift that will stay with her forever.
I want to talk, the captaincy thing is interesting, because did you name her a captain and she become one, or did she really become a captain during that 2 years and the role just fit her? It was a natural transition.
I don't know if it always fit her, but the light bulb went off in my head last year, and I said, I've always talked about character, and I've always talked about working hard and persevering, and then sometimes the answer is just right in front of you. And the right person that was right in front of me was a girl who I practiced every day for 2 years without having to hit a tennis ball until, late in the year. And so I think it was just a combination of things. The behavior, the character that showed through, putting my mouth where my values are. And then, Kayla, we talked about it several times before the season. I said, you're coming in without a lot of playing experience as a captain. You're going to have to earn everybody's respect. I should have known better that, of course, she's going to rise to the occasion. She's done it before with a lot of obstacles in front of her. Here we are. We're having a great, cohesive team, really one of the best teams we ever had. In terms of record, she's the captain. She fell right into it. And great leaders like Alana, it's all great.
So let's talk a little bit about Alana, because your number one player, and what does it mean to Oneonta Tennis or just a team to have somebody like that?
I was lucky to get Alana. The long story short is I had recruited a player who I slated in my mind that was going to be probably the top 2 or 3 players, and then she changed her mind, and I was so disappointed. And like the next day, I got a phone call or an email from Alana that she was coming here. So I said, well, one door opens, another one closes. Listen, Alana, she is our number 1 player. She's so poised on the tennis court. I have a poster or signs in my office that talk about our core 4 philosophies, and one of them being poised. Well, I can't think of anybody who's more poised. She never loses her cool. in the face of adversity, people would attempt to get under her skin. She's polite, just goes about her business, basically plays tennis the way it's supposed to be played. Poised, cool, calm, collected, hard work, 1 point at a time. So when I talk about those values and you have your number one player just exhibiting those, I mean, there, it works. So two great leaders, two great results, it's, you know, it all plays into it.
What do you tell them as the leaders on your team about tomorrow's semifinal? How do they then turn to the other players on the team and say, hey, we have a really good thing going here, let's keep it up? Well,
you know, I rely a little bit on my assistant coach. I have to call a shout out to Samantha Butch. It's her first year. She's helped me to...
That's who's camera shy. So.
Yeah, she's a little camera shy. But she's helped me relate better to young women. I need a buffer. And so I ask her a lot of opinions. It's a great tool for me. So in answer to your question, Geneseo has won the championship a number of years in a row. It's a formidable foe. You have to respect them. And the only thing is we've asked for an opportunity. We took 2 matches off of them a few weeks ago. We never took 2 matches off of them. We feel like we've closed the gap. They don't hand them the trophy, they have to earn it, so we'll make them earn it. And if they beat us, you know, so be it. But we're going to be prepared, and we're going to do all the right things. And we're not going to lose because we've lost little moments or micro moments are lost along the way. We're going to lose, if we lose, because they're just better. And if they're better, so be it, you tip your hat. But whether the score is 5-0 or in our favor or their favor, they're going to know they walked off and they played a match against a team who really cares, is going to play right to the end. And that's just our mentality. Every match, every ball, every game, every shot, you play like your life depends on it.
From a coach's perspective, just a little bit about the format. They obviously had a little bit of an advantage coming in because Brockport was shorthanded, so you got 2 team points. But how important is it later in the day to make sure you get this win so you're not coming back and playing at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Well, listen, if you're playing 8 o'clock in the morning, it means you've lost today.
Right.
So
that's true.
That's true.
That's
another motivation. Nobody wants to get up at 6 in the morning to play a tennis match. So all I have to do is say, look, you want to get up at 6 tomorrow, then you have to lose. You know what? We talked about at the very beginning of the year that the conference has sort of evened out a little bit. Genesee has been so dominant, and New Paltz has been our adversary for so long. Opportunities come once a year, and you know, you just try to go after it. It's really that simple. We focused our energies on those top 2 teams, New Paltz and Geneseo. We came out on the short side, but we respect them. And playing at 2:30 in the afternoon, we'll enjoy our evening, we'll enjoy this victory, we'll enjoy each other's company. We have a big team, and we love to be together. And then when we get up tomorrow, we'll sit, we'll talk, we'll strategize, and we'll roll the dice and see where it ends up. You had it sounded like a large contingent downstairs when we were doing the broadcast up here, so it's great that Oneonta, and like Cortland, not too far from the facility. We wish you good luck tomorrow at 2:30. And great job, great story on your athletes. And you know, tomorrow, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully, okay.
go the way you hope it to.
Well, we hope so. Thank you very much.